Hey everyone, ready for a deep dive into something super important for getting through life's ups and
I
downs?
know I am.
It's resilience. And to help us out, we've got the Mayo Clinic's guide
Oh, yeah, their guide.
on building resilience.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
It really is a great
So
resource.
let's jump right in. What really stood out to you from their take on this?
But before going to the full video, looking to boost your online security and streamline your work? Meet GoLogin, the ultimate tool for managing multiple accounts effortlessly. GoLogin is the best browser for multi-accounting. With GoLogin, you can protect your privacy and handle tasks like digital marketing, data collection, and testing in secure, isolated browser environments. Whether you're working remotely, managing multiple social media profiles, or running ad campaigns, GoLogin has you covered. So why wait? Take control of your online presence and sign up for GoLogin today. Experience seamless browsing with safety and ease. Now, back to the topic.
The Mayo Clinic also points out that it's not a solo journey. Having a support system, people you can lean on, is a huge part of resilience, too.
Yeah, that makes me think, how does all of this tie into our mental health?
Oh, that's a great question.
Is there a connection there?
There's a huge connection.
Okay.
I mean, think of resilience as like a shield against things like anxiety and depression.
Oh, interesting.
It helps you handle stress, which we know can really fuel those conditions.
That makes sense.
Like if you're dealing with bullying, for example,
Yep.
that's a chronic stressor, but resilience helps you cope,
Okay.
find strategies.
Not let it define you.
Exactly.
So it's like having a buffer almost to soften the blow of tough situations.
Exactly. And here's something really amazing. Even if you're already facing a mental health challenge, building resilience can make a huge difference in how you manage and cope.
Wow, so it's never too late
Never too
to start building that strength.
Never too late.
It's so reassuring to hear.
Yeah.
Because I think sometimes people feel like, oh, either I have it or I don't.
Right.
But okay, enough theory. Let's get practical.
Yeah.
What are some actionable tips? Because I know the Mayo Clinic guide is packed with them.
Oh, yeah.
Where do we even begin?
One that always stands out to me is the power of connection.
Oh, yeah.
Volunteering, joining a club, even just regular calls with loved ones, it all adds up to a support network that makes you more resilient.
It's like that saying, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together.
I love that.
It makes you realize seeking support is a strength, not a weakness.
Absolutely. And speaking of strength, the guide talks about making every day meaningful.
Mhm.
It's about having a sense of purpose, setting goals, even if they're small wins each day.
Yeah.
That forward momentum is so key.
It reminds me of something I read somewhere, that resilience isn't just about surviving the storm. It's about learning to dance in the rain.
Oh, I love that.
Right.
Yeah.
And speaking of learning, the guide suggests learning from the past.
Yes.
Like reflecting on our experiences, maybe even through journaling, and identifying those coping mechanisms that really worked for us.
Such a good point.
It's like building up our own personal resilience toolkit.
Yeah.
But you know what? I think we need to pause here for a moment
Okay.
and dive deeper into some of these tips. What do you say we pick up right where we left off in our next segment?
Sounds great. Building that toolkit is so important.
Yeah.
And the Mayo Clinic talks about self-care.
Oh, yeah.
And it's not just, bubble baths and face masks. It's those foundational things. Sleep, diet, managing stress, finding activities that bring you joy.
It's like you were saying before, you can't build a strong house without a solid foundation.
Exactly.
So you can't expect to handle these major life things if you're running on fumes and junk food.
Exactly. And then they talk about this idea of taking action,
Okay.
which can feel kind of daunting when you're in the middle of something difficult. But the guide frames it as empowering. It's not about ignoring problems,
Right.
but making a plan, even a small step forward.
That reminds me of that quote, a journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step.
Yes,
Sometimes just getting started is the biggest hurdle.
I agree. And sometimes even with all the tools and tips, we might need a little extra support.
Yeah,
Like even the most skilled hiker might need a guide for a really tough mountain.
that's a good analogy.
Yeah,
Speaking of guides, let's talk about seeking professional help when it comes to resilience.
sure.
I feel like there's still a stigma around therapy,
Yeah.
but the Mayo Clinic guide really emphasizes it.
They do, and for good reason.
Why is that?
Well, think of therapists, counselors, psychologists as resilience coaches.
Okay.
They can help you navigate those challenges,
Okay.
develop coping skills, and create a roadmap for building that inner strength.
So it's like having someone in your corner who can help you identify thought patterns that might be holding you back.
Exactly. Have you ever noticed how we can get stuck in these negative thinking loops?
Oh, all the time.
That's where therapists can really help. If
Yeah.
they can teach you to challenge those thoughts, reframe situations, and respond in a healthier way.
It's like equipping ourselves with the right tools
Exactly.
for whatever life throws at us.
I love that.
And I think it's important to say that seeking help is a sign of strength, not weakness.
I 100% agree. It takes a lot of courage to acknowledge you need support and reach out.
Yeah.
That commitment to well-being, that is a step towards resilience in itself.
So anyone listening, feeling overwhelmed, stuck, or unsure how to deal with something, don't hesitate to seek professional guidance.
Yeah,
It could unlock a whole new level of resilience for you.
totally.
Now, before we wrap up, let's recap the key takeaways from this deep dive. What stands out to you? For me, it's that resilience isn't about pretending everything's okay.
Right.
It's about knowing you have the strength to bounce back.
Yeah, and it's a skill. You can
Mhm.
build it like a muscle. It takes time, effort, sometimes help from a professional. But the more you practice, the stronger you become.
And it's so connected to our mental health. Having those tools can really help when things get tough.
Absolutely. As we wrap up, I want to leave our listeners with something to think about. Think back to a time you overcame a challenge. Maybe you even surprised yourself.
Yeah,
What helped you through it? What strengths did you use?
that's a great question. It's like our own experiences can teach us about resilience.
Exactly. And they remind us that we're more resilient than we think. And remember, it's a journey. There will always be new challenges, but each one makes you stronger.
So well said. To everyone listening, keep exploring this idea of resilience. Try the tips we talked about, and don't be afraid to ask for help.
Yeah.
Building resilience is about living a better life no matter what comes your way.
Beautifully put. You got this.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into resilience. Until next time, stay curious and keep building that inner strength.